Good afternoon, and welcome to Ole Talk Sunday. You know it's Sunday. Today is the day to drink online, drink and talk. And I am here with Harry Potter cup in hand. You know? What did you call Ten Hag?
Ten Haggis Dumbledore.
Yeah. We pulled off a trick today. We pulled off something amazing today. I mean, it was everyone said, from the pundits, the fans, the ESPN, everyone said we're getting 6-0, 7-0, absolute demolition. And you know what I call Liverpool today? Deadwood FC. Liverpool are Deadwood FC. Deadwood, dead penis, dead prick. Erectile function. Erectile dysfunction. All of them. Erectile dysfunction. Because you told me, correct me if I'm wrong, Zaya, right? But Liverpool told us it's like you promised your woman the best time of life. You show up on the day. What happened? Nothing.
All mouth and no clout.
No cloud. None. Where was it? We still here waiting. We here waiting. You understand? You come in the place, you come in the hotel room, your pants come down and boom! Explosion. Premature ejaculation.
And even after you fail to win the game, your skipper had the balls to bumpy gum in the post-match comments for Roy Keane. They had to put him in the place and remind them that, hey, is one title in 30 years or whatever here.
One.
Just one.
And
only bumping, only gum like if only dominating this league.
No one won it at one. Right? And to be fair, right, it didn't even count because it was one and no one saw it. Did you see it?
The only thing, and I'm going to say this, as much as Liverpool are our deepest, biggest rivals, I will say I begrudgingly give them that one, acknowledge that one, and thank them for that one. Because had it not been for that one, City would probably be sitting on 6th straight.
Yeah.
Right? Because I didn't see anybody was going to be stopping them.
No.
Right? So, thankfully, the enemy of my enemy turned out to be my friend that year. Right? But it is so instrumental that we are no way near title contenders. Anybody who thinks that had to be smoking some kind of high grade. In fact, them invent a new grade. It have to be higher than high grade that them smoking. Right? If they could find a reason to tell me, right, that why we will win this title or that what makes us title contenders, well, boy, them could probably find here on the Prime Minister head when they at it. And they could probably find a reason to explain why Will Smith still with Jada. Right? We that bad, we that dysfunctional in the boardroom, on the field. And yet, you couldn't beat us.
No.
It's not like if you came to Old Trafford and we had 70,000 behind us, rowing us on, right? We come to your house with your noisy crowd, rowing you on, and they leave it away, managed to hold off everything you throw at us. I was just telling her, the only thing they didn't pelt that way is bottle, big stone, and scratch bomb. Pelt everything else.
Everything else. But I don't know if you saw the video from outside um outside of the stadium where Liverpool fans were throwing bottles at the at our bus. You know, again, that's disrespectful.
Yeah,
You know,
yes. I mean, I could possibly say this because I don't live in England, and if I offend anyone, I make no apologies. What else would you expect from Scouser crowds with this kind of rivalry,
true, true.
right?
It's sad,
It's sad. It's sad.
very very sad. You know, but I mean, again, I did say in the but good afternoon to Martin Phillip. You know, good afternoon, and it was great seeing you last week. You know, for the parang, I hope Martin come back out. You know, very very soon. But I will say this: I did say in the chat, I had a feeling that this game would not go the way how people thought that it would, because it just had something about today. It's just something, you know, when you hype up things too much. Even with us, this happened to us where we go, when we play a team that we supposed to beat, and that is the day that same team will come back around and beat you.
Bournemouth.
Yes, exactly, exactly. You know,
Listen, I don't know what it's going to take now. Now, today's result is in no way, shape, form, or fashion going to one, save the season, two, stop the idiots who chanting Ten Hag out from chanting Ten Hag out, or three, really do anything to quell the concerns or the issues that we have with the play that's going on the field, right? However, I find myself asking this morning when I'm looking at the preview show and seeing all the comments about Ten Hag out and Ten Hag out, and I'm like, we still have players on this team that were here when Van Gaal was in charge.
yeah.
So from Van Gaal, sorry, from Moyes. So from Moyes to Van Gaal, wait, let me get this thing in the correct order.
Yeah.
Moyes to Giggs as player manager, to Van Gaal, to Mourinho, to Oli, and then from Oli we went to Carrick, then Rangnick, then Ten Hag.
Yeah.
That's it. I check right here.
Yeah, correct.
8. You go through 8 managers with a group of players, some that came in with Van Gaal or Mourinho as the case may be. Nobody getting a trophy out of them really and truly. And by the trophy we want being the Premier League trophy, right? Because any given team on any given day could show up in a cup game and win a one-off game and go on a run.
Yeah.
Right? As we have done as small teams like oh gosh, oh Lord. This team that like to talk about the fact that they have the most FA Cup trophy. Oh God, what team is that?
Arsenal?
Some team, yeah, take that same one. I just can't remember the second grade teams in North London, you know.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, but that team now, right? Anybody could go on a cup run and win a cup. Right? Usually the FA Cup, by the time it gets to quarterfinals, sometimes even semis, has a little non-Premier League team still in the mix. Right? So, yeah, we win a little cup. Great, but we didn't win the Premier League. We have been a virtual non-entity in Europe. Apart from the season where we won the Europa.
Yeah.
10 years and more. Right? So, oh gosh. In all that time, all you want to do is fire a manager and you're not dealing with the other issues? Nah, man. We gotta be smart.
No, the biggest issue right now is the players. And the thing is that what frustrates me is that the same players will put in a performance like today that was very disciplined, right? Very organized. It's very obvious that they listened to the manager. They did their jobs very well. I mean, you know, from front to back, I can't say that any one player didn't do their job. You know, from the goalkeeper coming straight up to Hoyland, everyone I believe did their job. So you tell me that these guys can't show up every day because they could. They choose when they want to, and they choose when they don't. You know what I mean? So if it is that you have players who pick and choose when they want to play, then I say, right, then obviously it's the players. It's not the manager. Because these same players won the Europa League with Jose. These same
Correct.
players won the FA Cup with Van Gaal. You know?
Same players they won the League Cup last season.
Right. You know what I mean? So
Phil has a couple of comments where he trying to start some bacchanal there. Pull up Phil's comments there.
I'm not going to go to it, but let's put it. Let's put it, man. Let's put it. Martin Phillips was saying that we will find a way to stay in Europe, just like they did last season. Yes, we would. We would. You know, Big Phil is saying good afternoon, gentlemen. And now he's saying Zahir thought we were gonna get licks. What Zahir is saying now.
Well, I'll deal with that one first.
And
All
then,
the evidence, logical thought, and facts on the table, based on the previous 16 games played by each team, said that we were going to get licks.
yes.
Right? How badly was always up for debate. I will not hide the fact that in my predictor game on the Manchester app, I predicted a 3-0 defeat to us. Right? I didn't think we were going to get anything close to the 7, but I really didn't see how, especially if they scored first, we were going to come back.
Right.
Because I know we tend to get deflated when we go behind in a game. Right? I will say kudos to the back four today. Right? I will give Harry his flowers for how good a job he has done in the last couple of games. And I thought him not being there today, it must have Varane and Evans because experience.
Yeah. Correct.
And two centre backs who can communicate and organize well enough. Was it perfect? No. There were many shaky moments when I thought, God, how that ball didn't go in there. But they found a way. Generally, the back four held firm with Amrabat and Menu, and even Scott when he needed to. So the organization at the back held up. Apart from a couple shaky moments, I mean, the keeper pulled off. I mean, he kept us in the game, right? With that point blank save from Van Dijk. And there was another one, I think, from Salah.
Yeah, but the shot, yeah.
Right? So he had his moments as well. And I know his next comment, as I glimpsed it, had something to do about we looked organized without Bruno on the field.
Yes.
My honest thought on that is with Bruno Fernandes on the field. Okay, let's say with him off the field. You can argue the point, and I will give you the point, that there was better organization through the defense and the middle. But we lost every ounce of creativity that we had on the field.
Yes,
there was no creative outlet on that field.
Correct.
Right? So with Bruno, it's what are you willing to sacrifice? Right? And I think in his own mind, he takes on the stress and the responsibility of being the creative spark too much. That he overdoes, he overtries, and the point in English phrase, he over eggs the pudding.
Right.
And when he can use a simpler outlet, he often tries to go for the amazing because he's feeling it. He's feeling the pressure, and he knows that if he doesn't produce that, he can't really rely on somebody else to produce it. So there's always that give and take there, right? It will be very interesting to see how we will look in our next game, which is, I believe, West Ham away, right?
Yes.
I think West Ham Villa 1-32 away, right? Another difficult task, another away game against either one of the teams. Very solid team, very organized teams.
Yeah,
right?
West Ham is the 23rd, and then Villa is Boxing Day.
going to be very interesting. But my thing with the Bruno thing is there has to be phases of playing the game. And it comes a point in time, if we were getting that synergy, if everybody was on song, in form, if we had a Rashford in form like he was last year.
Yeah.
Right? Or even if we go back a couple years to, I think, the first real season under Ole, where we had Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood up front. And I think the three, Martial, Rashford, each had 20-something, 20 plus goal contributions. It was goals and assists. Yeah. And Greenwood was in double figures as well. Right? It's the closest that we've had, and we started to build something with that. And then along came COVID, and then coming out of COVID, we see what has happened, and that never got to go anywhere.
Yeah.
We look now at the Rashford / Garnacho, Højlund, the Anthony / Pelestri, right? So with that 5, you have to find a 3 that is going to work in synergy to get to that point. And if you're getting that, then Bruno does not have to think he has to do what he thinks he needs to do. Because he will understand that the simple pass and the simple play will get results because the others are clicking and everything is working. Can we get there this season? Well, we just almost we're almost to the halfway point. We're 2 games away from the halfway point of the season. We still have the FA Cup run to go on. So we have games. Let us see what the future will bring.
Yeah, I think it's just, to me, I think what Bruno needs is discipline. He needs to be disciplined in his role and understand, like I said, this is what I have to do. Don't be trying to do everything because you don't have to, And I do agree that if he was playing this game, I think the lineup in midfield would have been Bruno, Scott, and Amrabat, and I think Liverpool would have found life a lot simpler. It would have been a lot more easier.
The tendency for Bruno to give away the ball is higher, one, which would then put Scott and Amrabat under pressure. And Scott, when Bruno is on the field, is magnetically attracted to moving forward with Bruno.
Yeah.
So you would have left Amrabat on his own to face up to Szoboszlai, Endo,
Gravenberch,
and Gravenberch. Because that was the middle today, right?
Yeah.
Right. Wouldn't work.
No.
Definitely wouldn't work. Kobe Mainoo, every game that the young man plays, he impresses us more and more. I don't think he looked flustered at any point today. No. Right? Even after getting a yellow card, he kept his head. Right? But 18-year-old in the cauldron of Anfield against Liverpool, against names like Salah, Diaz, those guys, to keep you cool after getting carded in the game. And knowing fully well that the man next to you get a card too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So either one of you will put a foot wrong after that, we down to 10. I gotta give the youngster mad props. Real mad props.
Yes, definitely. I mean, he did show again. He showed like a lot of maturity. I mean, he was in the game. He gave those players that, according to the pundits and the outlets, were far superior to him. He gave these guys a game. He made these guys look that they weren't that good. Even when they moved Trent, the so-called greatest thing ever, out of Liverpool into midfield, it made no difference. It made no difference. None. And
Trent is overhyped, Right. Trent is the greatest thing ever, only if you're an English supporter. Yeah. You're not even a Liverpool supporter.
No. Because I'm sorry, the boy can't defend. The man did one great thing in his life, which was that funny corner he did in the Champions League final, I believe, or was it that in the semi-finals against Barcelona?
Barcelona was a semi-final.
Right, yeah. Where they did that very quick corner, and right. That was his claim to fame. And since then,
listen, defensively, Trent is, to me, almost on the same level as what we complain with Dallo. Where we say Dallo does not give us much defensively as we want. I would even say Wan-Bissaka looks more solid defensively as a right back than Trent. Going forward, is Trent better than both of them? Yes. Is he consistently better? No. Is his end product always better? No. So, all the best to England and their 2024 Euro hopes. I would love it if they don't win a single game, although they get an easy group. Right? I firmly believe that they don't deserve for the way they still treat certain types of skin colors. I firmly believe they should never win anything again in their life. Right? But, who are we to argue that?
Very true. Let me go through some of these comments here. Big Phil is saying, also big up to Kobe Mino. Correct. Grell is saying, good afternoon, gentlemen. And he says, we were today we were lucky. Would I say luck to a point? But I don't believe it was all luck. I believe part of that was our shape. We were very disciplined. We knew our jobs.
But very lucky minute. Somebody had a shot late on in the game, and it took one deflection.
Yes.
That was straight to Onana. So like it might have been going wide, and the deflection took it straight to the keeper.
Yes.
Normally in the past, them deflection flying in top corner again. Right? And then of course, that penalty shout they had in the end, you know we get shaft like that in the past already.
Yeah. I was
honestly, my heart was in my chest, my hands there. I thought they was gonna give it.
A little bit. Because they was trying all hard to get Liverpool to win it. But if you watch if you saw it, I mean, you could see the ball hit Luke Shaw's leg, his thigh, and then under his arm. There was that was no way a penalty. And the fact that Liverpool, right, were begging for penalties just goes to show Liverpool is not that good of a team. They are not that good of a team. Deadwood FC.
They turned into what we have been accused of being, a team that cannot break down a low block. Because let's make no bones about it, we went in there with a low block for 90 minutes.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We were deep, we were dug in, and we were entrenched.
Right. Those are three things that you can't say about the Liverpool performance. They didn't get deep, didn't get entrenched, and they didn't dig in. Right? They came floppy penis. Yeah. Right? So, they can't
let me do how President Chad used to do it. The views expressed by this presenter are not necessarily the views of the United Hour.
No, they're not. But I think they are. But I'm sorry.
President Chad, if you're out there watching somewhere, I stick in the disclaimer.
Yeah, but even here now, even Chad and all, we have a show for him now. Don't worry now. The inquiry is coming now. The inquiry is coming. Where are you? Where is he?
We had to do, I had to try and see if I could do a video. This comedy site 44 Tunes where there's do all these jokey, right? And then some of the last classicos there before we boy bust out a Barca. They said, but where is Messi? Because he was like invisible in the game now. So they're watching all through the crowd, highlighting different pieces I stand. Where is Messi? You had to do a where is Chad,
Yes.
On a Chad search.
But they can't see it. You can't see
I have a theory.
How's that?
And but this theory is not based on any facts, actually. Right? This theory is just based on the fact that, President Chad is the president. And Normally, when a president of any organization goes missing in action, he has something to do with a woman. Hey, when we had female presidents, they went missing in action. Something to do with being a woman, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But we gotta find out because we can't be here doing shows and chat just not around.
In fact, the youngest of the group,
Right.
and allegedly biggest talker of them all.
Yes. Correct.
Right? The man with the boat from north to south.
Correct.
Right? The man with a whole harem of fowl, bird,
yes.
dog, anything that flies. Say he had to go and sweat.
Yes, right. Yeah.
So he not feel. I don't know what kind of friend and what kind of sweater, but man blanking me. DJ Peters, if you're out there and you're listening,
sorry.
You can still end up on Sunday, listen, partner. Check yourself.
No, man, no, we have to hold these people, right, to a higher function. We have to, we have to. Good afternoon to Courtney. He's in property defensive display. Correct. Mark Lewis is saying Varane is a Rolls Royce. Correct is right.
I say Van Ryan, yes.
But you know what, Mark? I'll give you a blind. Because I feel as though you're home and drinking something, right? So I'll give you a blind this one day.
Christmas and his Mark. It is expected that he is under the affluence of alcohol right now.
Exactly. You understand, Mark? So next time, just understand is BE.
Leave out here.
Right.
Just leave out here.
You see, look, I have mine too. See, so it's not you. You understand? Akil is saying Michael Oliver. Correct is right because this man loves to make headlines for himself. Love to. Courtney, yes. You see, Courtney doesn't even know what's going on. Here, next one too. You understand? Where are you? Where's Courtney? Where are these guys?
Truly, but you see Courtney, really and truly.
Correct is right. You understand? He does show up and then bust out.
No, but he in chat right now, so he can defend his absence.
He doesn't. You understand? You're so studying, right? Man, internet connection. Study where you are. Where are you?
Courtney, I never realized your first name was Saint and your last name was Nick. Because it's like you working more than Santa Claus at this time of the year, partner.
Who works? Come on, man. This is Trinidad. This is Trinidad, okay? From December 1st, work done. Right? It's done.
That was the situation with me. I'm not going to work until the 2nd of January.
Oh, God. Yes, we understand. Always. Well, Courtney's now trying to defend himself. You understand? But you can't defend yourself. You know what I mean? You understand? The man is saying new things launching.
Boy. Well, with new things are launching, it have new product to be a sampling, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. What kind launching mean? What kind of things?
I don't. Lately I have found myself very concerned about the United Hour community.
Yes.
And the how should I put this? The stable of gentlemen that make up this organization.
Correct.
Because if they're working, they're working.
Yeah.
And some of them working to work. And some of them working while they're working. So boy.
What's going on?
Something, I don't know. There seems to be a wind blowing through this organization.
Oh yeah. I don't know, but you know,
Unlike other local channels, we have real hard-working people.
Exactly, we always working, man. We always working. Unlike Liverpool, right? Who couldn't work for nothing. Because now, let's talk about Liverpool, right? let's talk about these. I mean, with the Salahs and the Alissons and the Trents and all of these guys who promised to put down a walk. They promised. For weeks they were in the chats, sending you all kind of pictures. You know what I mean? All kind of
I have for them today a red drums.
yes. Mm.
That is their award for today.
Yes. You know, I'm sorry. I am left very, very disappointed, and I'm gonna say it from now till whenever. Deadwood FC.
Of course, there's a negative side to that now.
Uh-huh.
It leaves the elephant still at the top of the tree on the table.
True.
Right? And I'm forced to confront the reality of I'm not buying into this City not going to come back, even though they're right now down in fourth and they're looking like they can't buy a win lately. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's only a matter of time before Haaland is fully fit, and it's only a matter of time before Pep finds the right combination. Courtney is asking what we think about the Potter to United rumor. Well, here's the thing, The camera showing it clear?
Yeah.
This is the only Potter I care about, partner. Nothing that name Graham. Right? Because even if we had lost 7-0 today, you cannot fire this manager at this point in time. Because firing this manager at this point in time to bring one, you're going to have to pay off his contract.
Again.
And you just lost out on all your European income for the rest of the season. Because we're completely out of Europe. So you're looking at a shortfall of $20-something million, I think. Right? Pounds, dollars, whatever you want to call it. 20-something million. Right? We're running the very realistic possibility of not being in the Champions League next year. The thing about it is there was the potential for the 5th place team in England to get a Champions League spot. But it all depended on how this year's teams in Champions League, English teams, performed.
Yeah.
So we kind of muck it up. We and Newcastle muck it up by not getting into the knockout stage of the Champions League. So even if Arsenal, God forbid, or City, God forbid, reaches all the way to the final, it's still not going to give us that extra Champions League place. No. Because when you look at it, all 4 Spanish teams won their groups.
Yeah.
Right? The odds of at least 2 of them reaching to the quarterfinals is very high. Because they can't pull each other in the first knockout draw.
Right.
Right? And all of them as group winners couldn't pull each other anyhow. So the odds on betting here is that Spain may get that extra Champions League spot next year, depending on how things shake out.
Yeah.
Right? Which might be nice for Barca fellas because they're looking too nice on the table.
But... No.
So we losing money, Robert. We bleeding out money. You're gonna fire a man and have to pay him $20 to $30 million to terminate his contract. And apart from terminating the contract, the non-disclosure agreement, where when he accepts, X payment, and he doesn't like how, well, he couldn't say anything until earlier this year when no disclosure clause was up, right? So you had to pay all that. Then you had to bring in a new manager. Getting Ten Hag means to us the assistant coach is gone too. So unless you're willing to go buy out somebody else's contract, you're looking for somebody like Potter who unemployed right now.
Yeah, which makes no sense.
Right? And then you're under no obligation to give him any signings in January because you're going to say work with the squad again,
Mm.
right? And then what happens if he fails miserably till the end of the season?
Well, then you fire him, and
You
we
fire
get
him.
yeah, and then we get Sam Allardyce, you know, son?
Mhm.
Or or whoever else outside there. I mean, and then we are back in the same cycle of fire manager, hire manager, buy
Mhm.
players, fails, fire manager, buy players. My
Mhm.
and then where the cycle end? Where does it end? Where does it
Robert,
end?
I'm now getting a message here and I'm going to have to leave, unfortunately.
Mm.
Something a little urgent came up,
All right, no problem.
right? So I'm going to have to take my leave. I don't know if you're going to stay on the stream any longer, but
Oh yes,
thanks for
yes.
me today,
Mm.
right? Sorry to have to do that to you live, but something important really just came up here.
All right, no problem at all.
All right, so everybody take it easy, be safe.
Yes, man. So where my thing is just where does it end? Because you cannot fire manager, and hire manager. It does not make sense. We are just in the same cycle of just craziness and madness just over and over and over again. So when it comes to Graham Potter, to me it doesn't make sense. Because we have Ten Hag. We just brought in how many of his players? You know, at what point does this not make sense? And the fact that the Sir Jim Ratcliffe purchase is still up in the air. We still don't know what is going on. He hasn't come in yet. There are too many things that need fixing before the manager needs to get fired. And and to me, it just says that it is a pointless endeavor to keep going on and on, hiring and firing managers. You know, and I will say this: for our next manager that comes in, players need to go first. Players need to go first. There are players on this team who have been here, who have who have been here since Van Gaal days, since Jose, Oli, Ralph. There are players on this team who has to go first. So yes, the results are not the best right now. They're not. But in the grand scheme of things, Ten Hag is not our only problem. We have a lot more bigger problems than Ten Hag. And firing manager does not help us, in one bit. But getting back to the game today, I will say this. These players have shown today that they can listen to instructions because these guys pulled off a very disciplined defensive. Um, they were very disciplined, very defensive, and it was a great performance today against Liverpool, who came out today looking for a win, and we gave them a very tough game. It was a very hard game for them. The boys dug in well. So if these guys could do this, then obviously these men only want to play when they want to play. And what we need are players who will play regardless of the day or the week or the team. Men have to show up. And we cannot have players who refuse to show up. We cannot have players who refuse to come out and play. You know, and I will say something that is very controversial, but I mean it is me. To Bruno Fernandez, to Bruno Fernandez. who went and got himself a card against Bournemouth just so he wouldn't have to play today, Bruno Fernandez. I hope, I hope, right, that you watched the game today and understood you have no right to be the captain of this team. None, because you are a coward. You are a coward. You couldn't even show up today. And people may say, oh, it is a conspiracy. It is not. The man by himself suspended on purpose. It was on purpose. Because the whole world said we were going to get beat 6-0, 7-0. It was going to be an embarrassment. And as the so-called captain of this team, the captain of this team, you should have been here. But you chose to get yourself suspended for this game. And then the boys came today and put in one hell of a performance. It was, I have to say that not one player to me really and truly didn't give their all. I mean, I have to give a big respect to Kobe Minu. You know, um, again, 18 years old. The back line again, Varane was great. Luke Shaw, he looked fit, he ran. Dalot did his job, and even Onana, you know, he when he had to save, he did. You know, he did his job. I did feel sorry for Hoyland, because he had like one shot on goal for the whole game. I think he received like four passes for the whole game. I think so. And but even he and all put in a shift. The whole team put in a shift. And I played well. And even when they made the subs came on and they themselves did their job and they did the job well. But we have to talk about the Dalot red card. This red card to me was again Michael Oliver just being himself. He had to make the game about him, and there was no reason for it. You know what I mean? There was no reason for it. The ball came off Salah. It did. And this is a game, I mean, it is the 87th minute, I believe. Tensions are high. We're coming down to the end of the game. Dalot expresses his frustration on what was, again, a wrong decision. And because Michael Oliver had to make the game about himself, gave him a second yellow card, now becomes a red. He is now, I believe he will be suspended for the next game. I'm not too sure if it's one game or three. But either way, I mean, that red card, I mean, it was just horrendous. And, but but again, close the boys, close the guys. They were down to 10 men, and Liverpool still couldn't break us down. They still couldn't break us down. They still couldn't do anything about it. They still could not find that goal, and I will keep saying it. If these boys can perform like this, come on, guys, you all should perform like this every game. Give your all every game, and fans will be on your side. Don't do it, and fans can't back you. Play for the badge. Play for the badge. You know. But today was a day of disappointment. Disappointment. Because Liverpool FC promised. They promised to cut our ass. They promised to beat us out. They promised to give us the 10-inch special, the full schlong, the wicked slam. They promised. They sent us all the messages, the pictures, the voice notes. Yeah, go mash it up. Rah, rah, rah. And then it came today. Floppy, floppy, floppy FC. Deadwood FC. You have no nothing. You couldn't even last half a minute. Disappointment. All that talk, and you did nothing. Nothing. Promised man, you promised us to cut we ass, and you couldn't even do it. You couldn't even do it. Liverpool FC. Waste, man. Waste, man. All of you fans, waste. Floppy, floppy, floppy penis. Deadwood FC. And again, great performance, wonderful performance, and now we are playing West Ham on the weekend, and I better have see the same performance come weekend. We have to see it. We have to see it. Also, everyone, thank you very much for coming through for Ole Talk. Every Sunday we are here. Every Sunday we come out, we lime and we drink and we have a good time. Thank you for everyone in the comments. Thank you thank you to Zahir for coming through. And as per usual, everybody like, subscribe, share the videos, share it around, and as President Shad always says, Red Devils, we don't die, we multiply.
Hey, if you appreciate what we're doing here at the United Hour, please like, please subscribe, and let's grow this community.